Okay, now, without further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Swati Kalyanand, Deputy Registrar from the Strategic Division of MBOT, to deliver her opening remarks. Please, Doctor.
Thank you, Ezra. Okay, good evening to everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you joining us today. We truly appreciate your time and interest in this important session on mutual recognition between Malaysia Board of Technologists and Chartered Association of Building Engineers, CABE. As you all know, the built environment is evolving rapidly, and professional recognition plays a vital role in enhancing career opportunities, strengthening the professional's credibility. So at MBOT, we are committed to ensuring that our members, in this case, those who are under the building and construction technology field, to have the access to global recognition as well as career advancement pathway, right? So this mutual recognition arrangement with CABE is, I believe, a significant milestone, providing our members with the opportunity to gain a professional recognition or membership with the well-established international body, which is under Engineering Council UK. This not only validates your expertise, but also enhances the mobility, international mobility, professional standing within the global built environment sector itself. So through this collaboration, MBOT members in the building and construction technology can now tap into the global recognition, which is the CABE's recognition, CABE's network, their professional development programs, their resources, right? So this initiative reflects on our ongoing commitment to fostering international linkages that will benefit our technologists and technicians. And we are truly grateful to CABE for working closely with us to make this possible. And we look forward to seeing our members leverage this opportunity for your professional growth. So after we'll have Amy Chatfield from CABE to present on the CABE's membership registration and the process. So later on, after the presentation, we will address all the questions that you may have, and please stay engaged and participate in the discussion, right? So thank you so much. Over to you, Ezra.
Thank you, Dr. Swati. Thank you. And then we proceed to, I would like to invite technologist Muhammad Shazwan to share with us a little insights of having successfully registered as CABE members through these mutual recognitions. Technologist Shazwan?
Hi,
Yes,
good
are you
evening,
there?
everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes, I can
everyone
hear you.
All right, okay. Good evening. So I am Shazwan. Well, can I open my camera? Okay. So my name is Shazwan. I am currently working as a senior project engineer with an engineering consultant company in KL, Malaysia. So my primary focus is on mainly on substation building projects. So where I oversee the project management and the implementation of the substation building from tendering stage right through the CCC or Certificate of Fitness of the building. So this involves managing the entire life cycle of these crucial power infrastructure facilities. So moving on to my why I applied for this certification, right? So my decision to pursue CABE certification through MBOT was primarily driven by my desire to have a formal validation of my skills in the industry, especially in the building and construction industry. So after years of hands-on experience in substation building projects, I felt it was very crucial and important to have my expertise recognized through a respected professional certification like CABE, So this certification is actually part of my larger CPD or career development plan, starting with CABE membership through MBOT, and then I am planning to pursue a certified construction project manager certification, which is a level 7 qualification, so that I can apply through CABE in becoming another step further as a chartered building engineer. And then eventually, my next plan will be to achieve the chartered engineer status with the UKEC, UK Engineering Council, through CABE itself. So that is my current career pathway plan. So CABE, being a prestigious UK-based institution, offers that global recognition, while MBOT also provides the local professional foundation. So the combination creates a powerful credential that's recognized both locally in Malaysia and also internationally. So brief about a little bit about my certification process, specifically on my approval process. So as an MBOT member, the pathway to CABE certification is streamlined through the mutual recognition agreement. So one of the most significant advantage of this mutual agreement is that you don't have to go through the interview assessment and also submitting a report. It's kind of like a shortcut where if you are already a registered professional technologist with MBOT, and it is an advantage for you to get the chartered member certification. So my process in getting the certification, it takes about less than 2 months. So the first step is you need to register in CABE's website, and then the administration will email to you on the steps and which type of membership that you are suitable with. So I think that's all for me. If anyone have any questions or would like to ask about the certification process, I'm happy to help, and you can connect with me through LinkedIn. So thanks to MBOT also for the opportunity and invitation for this sharing session. So I pass the session back to Ezra.
Thank you, Sajwan. Thank you. Hope that encourage everyone to register as CABE members through our initiative. So next, we'll proceed to the briefing terms and processes from CABE. Let me introduce you to Amy Chatfield, Head of Membership Services. Amy leads the membership team, which is responsible for all membership processing, professional interviews for CABE chartered membership, and registrations for both the Engineering Council and Society for the Environment. With a strong background in customer service, Amy has joined CABE in 2015. She has held a variety of positions, including roles in the publications team, working on the Building Engineer Journal, and the events and marketing team. After building extensive knowledge of the membership journey, she has worked continuously to improve processes, ensuring that the association provides excellent customer service to all new and existing members. Alongside her role as Membership Services Manager, Amy is a trained mental health first aider, providing well-being support for her colleagues, and she holds a level 4 diploma in management and leadership. Over to you, Amy.
Thank you very much. What a lovely introduction. It's nice to be here today. I'm just going to share with you all a PowerPoint, just kind of detailing, as we've said, processes and obviously the compatible levels of membership between the two organisations. So if I just get that up on the screen now, bear with me just a moment. So hopefully everyone can see this. So I'm just going to leave it like, there we go, let's put the slideshow on. There we go. Hopefully that's clear to everybody. So we'll just begin.
It's clear, yeah.
Yep, lovely. Okay, so start here, and it kind of details the kind of the memorandum that we signed for the equivalent recognition, and that's been in August 2024. So as you can see on the left hand side there, you obviously as an MBOT member, that is, you would hold one of those membership levels, and it just goes to kind of compare them with the CABE ones on the right there. So you can kind of see there's a level of membership in MBOT for every level of CABE membership. And it details the obviously the qualification levels in the middle, and you can see they match up. So that's why we're able to do the mutual recognition. And it does say at the bottom there is a note: the Chartered Building Engineer Professional Technologists must possess a relevant master's degree. Okay, that's just a note on there, just to let you know they have to have that master's as well. So that leads us in then to talking about, you know, what you would then apply for, based on what membership you hold with MBOT. So as a graduate technologist, I think that's sort of pretty similar to graduate member on the right level. Graduate member with CABE means that you have to have a level 6 qualification. We don't expect there to be any experience necessarily. But if you do have some, we would recommend it's less than a couple of years, because by that point you would be ready to apply for chartered membership. And you also would be more eligible for an associate membership. So it's really for those who don't have, you know, any experience really, but do have the level 6. They're just starting out in their career. So we've got the professional technologists. So as you can see, suitable definitely for chartered member. So that's one of our chartered grades there, and vice versa. So chartered member can translate there to MBOT professional technologist. Is suitable also for chartered building engineer, but as we previously mentioned, for the chartered building engineer to be applicable as opposed to the chartered member, you must have the master's degree within the built environment and at least 3 years experience working in a relevant professional role, 2 of which must be in a senior position. Okay. So on the other side there, we have the CABE technician member. So if you are a qualified technician with 1 year of experience at MBOT, you would be eligible for our technician membership. Okay. And if you are a technician with MBOT, that's a straight swap into associate member. As you can see, both work equally with each other. So hopefully that kind of summarises what you could join with CABE, depending on what you hold with MBOT. We can come on to any questions of that a bit later on, if there is any. Okay. So this is just detailing the fact that we have our membership competency frameworks 2023. That's the most recent version of our frameworks, all freshly written by our CEO, who was technical director at the time, Richard Harrell. And we have one for each level of membership. As you can see, they're linked there, but they are freely available on the website. So you can visit them at any time, read at any time which one you know goes with which grade. The bottom one there, the CBLD one, that is also relevant to fellow as well. Although we don't offer fellow as an equivalent, but it's just for information purposes, just letting you know it's the same framework. And you know, it depends which one you're going to be coming in for. You'll be able to see which framework is applicable to the grade that's right for you. So if you're going to be applying basically for for a technician sorry, bear with me, my box is covering up all my information. If you're going to be applying for a grade that is maybe associate or technician with us, okay, you will need, as part of that online application, to fill in a personal statement. Okay, we have that template online available to download on the pages that are relevant to those applications. So the grade pages, the grade of associate and the grade of technician, that is on the website. Okay, and we're more than happy to help you and direct you to it. Once you've downloaded that template and filled it out, save that. In order to apply then for your associate or technician membership with CABE, you would go online and register with us. You select the grade that you're applying for. Make sure you've got your MBOT certificate, because that's obviously the equivalency proof, your full CV, the completed personal statement we talked about earlier, and relevant proof of your qualifications, just copies of your qualification certificates for us to have on file. And worth noting that you need to complete an online membership application within 30 minutes. So have everything to hand that you need, because it will time out, unfortunately. And if it hasn't been, clicked in, submitted, it won't save your information, and you will have to start again. So just bear that in mind when you do apply. So those who are actually at the right level of MBOT membership to apply for the chartered grades that we've got. Okay. So for you, it's slightly different. You would go to obviously register yourself, as the others would, but what you will need to upload is going to be a little different from what the non-chartered grades would. So we want to see obviously the MBOT certificate again, CV. This time 2 years CPD. We'd need to have that as well. Proof of qualifications again. And in addition, you will be asked to provide details of 2 supporters of your application. So, just sort of basic personal details, but these people could be somebody in senior management. They could be somebody who is chartered with a relevant organization as well. Something like that, somebody in good standing, who's known you for at least a year. And you put their details in within the application as well. And again, make sure you remember that timeout, because it will go after 30 minutes. Just to show you, this is the CPD template that we use. So you can upload CPD in your own format for this purpose, but we do like this particular template. The main thing that we like about it is the learning outcomes, and that's always very useful to see what you think you've learned from your CPD. So we'd expect this, it's a Word document, so it can be lengthened as needed, and we'd expect 2 years of CPD to be put on, most recent CPD, at the time of application for chartered membership. Now, it might be worth noting at this point, actually, that going forward, anybody who joins, aside from student members, but anybody who joins, whether you're chartered or whether you're not chartered, we do actually now do 100% CPD audit annually. So for associates and technicians and graduates, whilst you will not need to put any on when you're applying, you will need to do it annually, 35 hours, per year, or 105 hours over 3 years. So that's the rules for paid membership, and it will apply to all paying grades from now on. Okay, any questions about that, do feel free. So as you can see, we've got available, and this is all on the website, we've got the Code of Professional Conduct and the Guide to Ethical Professionalism there on the left, and in the middle, those are the standards, the points that we expect our members to abide by and stick to. We want to have you read those and obviously adhere to them, because obviously that's the main point of CABE. CABE membership is to stick to those things. You can read them online, and very important as a member, those documents. And on the right there, you've got the guidance note for CPD. That just details, again online, just details a bit about what type of thing we expect, formal, informal, just a bit more detail if you're confused. I think we've probably got an example on there. If not, one can be provided. Yes, that's just a bit more information to kind of tell you the things that CABE would expect of you as a member, going forward. Now, just quickly, if you were, excuse me, if you were, not sure whether you were chartered member or chartered building engineer, it's just simply really the management aspect of it. So competency within the frameworks. It's the chartered building engineer kind of, the responsibility that you've got within your role. 2 years of that senior responsibility, we expect, mentoring people, managing their development, maybe being involved in budget setting, things like that. But you can have a look in the framework for the differences. Comparing those two in competency usually kind of gives you a clue as to which one you'd be. Obviously, for equivalency in this regard, you would need that master's for the CBLD. But this might just help you if you're going to be coming in at chartered member, so MCABE, but maybe want to move up in the future or something like that. It just might help you to understand the differences between the two. So just a short sort of guide to our fees. As you can see there, just sort of kind of familiarises with the height of the grade, with the level of the grade, and our admin fees there on the right hand side. So that's what you, and obviously to come in, you will just get, we have a rolling membership system. So when you come in, and your year kind of begins from when you pay that initial membership dues invoice. So it's a rolling membership, so we can just enroll you at any point. We didn't used to do it that way, so it's quite nice to be able to have that flexibility. So yeah, so that's the fees, and they're all on the website as well, should you need to be looking at them further. As Ezra mentioned earlier on, we've got the Engineering Council Society for the Environment. We have licenses to award both, and we have just gone through our Engineering Council 5-year license review with flying colours. And we have also added, I'm not sure how relevant it is over there, but we've also added the extra activity of high risk building to our license. So that's also an extra, registration you can get with the Engineering Council through CABE. We were the first in the country to get that license activity, so quite proud of us for that. And there's 3 different levels for each one. In order to apply for chartered engineer or chartered environmentalist, as you can see the top 2 there, you would need to be a chartered building engineer with CABE. That's the eligibility. You have to be chartered engineer, building engineer, or fellow, obviously, but for the purposes of this particular presentation. In order to apply for incorporated engineer, you need to be chartered member, so MCABE. And in order to apply for engineering technician, you must be a technician or associate of CABE. Okay. Society of Environment, it's a little bit different with the bottom 2. Associates can apply for the middle one as well, the registered environmental practitioner, as well as for the lower one below it, technician. So it's slightly different, but very similar. 3 grades for each, pitched for very similar levels, but obviously different subjects completely. But we can offer the both. We don't do blended applications into CABE membership with Engineering Council or Society for Environment, because we accept quite a broad spectrum of disciplines within CABE. It wouldn't make sense for us to do that, because engineering isn't the highest percentage of members we have. It does feature, of course, alongside a lot of other things. But when you come to obviously sort of I-Struct-T and places like that, that's where the main bulk of engineers sit, even though we do have them. So yeah, and it's becoming more and more popular. As I was saying, we've actually got a Engineering Council panel training day on today, as it turns out. So getting quite popular at the moment. That's just a bit of a quote from our CEO, Richard Harrell there. So yeah, he's very keen to get involved. I believe he's over there. I think he's coming somewhere near there. I think Vivian might correct me, but in April time, I think. I don't know if he's going to be getting over to Malaysia, but hopefully. Yeah, so he's very keen, and he's been pushing for this for a long time. He's very happy, and that we've got to the point where we can be, so interactive with each other and recognise each other. Yeah, I'm sure he'd want to be here today if he wasn't doing the training for all the panelists. Right, so that's the short presentation. Obviously, you can put any questions to me now, or email Vivian with any questions that you've got, or us here, which is the membership@cbld.com. If you're not sure what you're eligible for, if you need a bit of advice on how to apply, that's the email here in the UK that you would use, and one of the team can answer those questions for you. Again, Vivian can also do that, and if not, she can ask us and we can help with those answers. So yeah, if I stop sharing now, and yeah, open it up if anybody has any questions or.
All right. Amy has stopped presenting, and we open the floor to anyone who has questions. Kindly raise your hand, and we will allow you to unmute, as well as to our audiences in Facebook Live. You guys also may ask questions if you have any. We're still waiting for a question. This is Amy, we got one question from Tis Baruna. Where can we download the CPD file?
Yeah, so the CPD template is online. I think it might be on the fellow page, but we can send that to anybody at any available opportunity. It's one click away. If you want it, we can send it. If you can't see it on the website. But that's not an issue. I mean, I can even distribute that to Vivian, or put it somewhere else more accessible. But I think at the moment it's on the fellow grade page purely because we demand it to be in that format when they apply for fellow. So that's, I think, where it's located at the moment. But if you can't find it, do let us know, and I'm more than happy to send it over.
All right, we have another question from Amira Haifasanisi. Being an MBOT member, does it grant direct entry to CABE?
Yes, well, obviously it depends on the level of membership that you hold with MBOT as to which level you are eligible to come into in direct entry in CABE. But yes, that's sort of the point of our memorandum, isn't it? To be able to recognise each other's processes as being stringent and robust, and obviously agreeing on that and allowing each other into equivalency. So yeah, you'll be eligible, but I just need, obviously, depending on what level you are, we'd need to work out which one.
Yes, and then so I'm going to answer these questions because there's the same questions in the chat box, also in Facebook Live. To MBOT members, please do kindly understand that this initiative is only valid for members who are in building and construction technologies. Only in building and construction technologies. This does not open to any fields that are recognized under MBOT except BC. Thank you. For an example, professional technologies, it will just directly no assessment. Yes, there will be no assessment from both sides. You guys can just register, pay the immediate fees, and that's all. We the mutually recognized initiative, we have come under agreement that there will be no assessment from both sides. I'm not sure how to answer these questions. I mean, maybe you understand.
Yeah, sure.
Ask, do you accept registrations from other competencies? I think it refers to fields.
Maybe. I mean, it's anything within the, like you say, in the built environment. I mean, we've got a wide variety. We've got engineers, building control, surveying, sustainability experts, quantity surveying. I mean, there's too many to name them all off the top of my head. But that's the good thing about CABE. It's not just limited to just one kind of discipline or one or two disciplines. We do accept. I mean, I know we've had some acoustics engineers. That's one that particularly sticks out to me as well, because that's not something we see very often. But there's a lot of different ones that we accept. And if somebody's unsure, more than happy for them to look at their CV and have a look and maybe consult with Richard and see what he would say. So all depends on what you do. It's in the built environment.
Yeah, I don't see any questions, but actually for yesterday's webinar, there was a technologist from MBOT who asked will there be any special rate for this from CABE?
I'm afraid not on that one. I'm not aware of any special rates that have been set. But I suppose by bypassing an assessment, that kind of does save you a bit of money, because that's a bit of money to do an assessment. So I suppose it's not too bad if it's just an admin fee and a membership fee.
So there will be no so far there will be no special rate. It will be just because
not that I've been
Actually, we have excluded the assessment fee, so I think it's affordable.
Exactly.
There's questions. For a member chartered building engineer, is it for master in built environment only? How about, for example, master in project management?
That's an interesting one. I think from what I've heard from Richard, the information that he's given to me, it does have to be in the built environment, that masters. I would be interested to know what level 6 that person had, like how they got into the project management part of it. You see, this is the good thing about being able to look at people's CVs, like if they're not sure. It's sometimes difficult for us to give the right advice, just by a phone call or but seeing that whole picture come together on a CV, seeing the experience they have or maybe any other qualifications they might have, it can change the picture slightly. So it's usually best for us to go through that. And I would advise anybody who is unsure and wants to ask those types of questions to send their CV to us at membership@cbuild.com, and ask any question you want, because there'll be somebody on that team, including myself, and we have the option to get technical insight as well, to be able to answer those questions. But I think, it's sometimes people think it's sort of black and white, but sometimes it's a bit blurred, it's a bit grey. We might need to have a look further into it. So I would advise that person to send their CV and for us to have a look at.
Maybe I can just add a little bit there. I think many of us in Malaysia who have engineering degree or any degree related in a built environment for level 6, and they might gradually move into the management part for their masters. So maybe that's where the question is coming from. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think we have many cases as such. Yeah, those who are having a first degree in the built environment field and then
Yeah.
masters in management, and they
That
will
sounds
be
good. Yeah.
leadership roles.
Yeah, that does sound perfectly suitable. Because a lot of like, for example, people who apply for chartered engineering, with the Engineering Council, they will have had like for example, a BN Johns in civil engineering, for example, and then, like you say, go on to do something higher with the whole project management side of things. And that's something very common we see. So if that were to be the case, then I would say that'd be completely suitable for CBuild, because that's forming the whole picture there, and that obviously project management is still working, because you're still working in the built environment. That's why you've done it. But yeah.
Okay, so that means that CABE will accept.
Yeah, I don't see why not. As long as the undergrad, as long as the level 6 is relevant, it's obviously an add-on to what they've done there, isn't it? I mean, if it was something like maths or something, or art, you might have to think differently. But that picture would make sense. Yeah.
All right. Got it. Thank you. I think there's
There's
a hand raised. Ezra.
Yeah. TS from TS Fatin, yes, please, TS.
Okay, I have a question here. Okay, as per requirement, to register with CABE, so I need to have master degree and 3 years experience, right? So, technically, basically, I am a technologist registered under MBOT. And however, I don't have any master degree and I only have bachelor degree. So, do I eligible to register with CABE?
It sounds to me as if it does sound to me as if you would be the chartered member level there. Because if you are a professional technologist with MBOT, you'd still be eligible for a chartership. It just wouldn't be the chartered building engineer one if you didn't have the masters, you see. So it sounds as if, based on what you've said, that it would be chartered member that you would be eligible for.
I hope that answers.
Okay.
I hope that answers TS Fatin questions. And then there's another. I think this is for Dr. Swati. How do I register for BC if I'm currently registered under other fields?
Do you mean basic building? What do you mean by basic building control? I'm not,
Nick is as an MBOT member. He's registered under
yeah.
other fields. So he's asking if how can he register or how can he change the fields to building and constructions? So Doctor, you're muted.
I'm not quite.
So this for this case now, you have to go through a re-evaluation again, actually, resubmit the evaluation, and we have to go through again the working experiences, because before this your work experience would be in a different field of technology. So now we'll have to go through again your working experience in the building construction technology. And then we will assess, and it needs to go through the council and the board again. So that will be the process. Yeah.
There's also questions on timeline. Any timeline for this collaboration, for this initiative?
Wait, no, what you mean, like, is it going to end? Is the agreement going to end, or is
Yeah.
that what?
How long will it?
I think the point is, and this is how we kind of view all of our equivalent memberships, obviously MBOT would have done the same with CABE. You look into an organization, you can see the processes, the governance, all of that stuff is kind of, as robust and stringent as your own, and as long as that continues to be the case with each other, and obviously with any equivalent body, we're more than happy to work with. There have been organizations in the past that we've had to take off because they stopped doing interviews, or it's like that. But as long as it's kind of all of the same kind of mapping, then yeah, I mean, I don't see a need to end anything. It seems fine to me.
As long as we are still on the same page,
Yeah.
no differences, then it will be pursued.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, I'm reading questions from Facebook Live from Daniel. What will be again on the prefix and suffix if I am now a professional technologist?
Is that a question for me? Yeah. Or,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. Okay. So he's a professional technologist. Obviously, we need to know if this person has a master's and has that senior experience and things that we talked about. So obviously the suffix will be dependent on which level of CABE membership you can have. So without knowing that, I don't know which one, but you would have one of the two. There would either be MCABE, which is chartered member, or you would have CBuild-E MCABE, which is chartered building engineer, chartered member. So it's going to be one of those two, but it's going to be dependent on whether this person has the masters and the senior experience, etc. Without knowing that, I couldn't say which one exactly.
There's one questions that I've been seeing the same questions. For example, someone has he is a professional technologist under electric and electrical, but he has a master in electrical engineering. So can he apply for CABE?
Absolutely. And those are the types of people who would probably then go for chartered engineer, you see. And that's that's perfect. That is absolutely relevant.
Right, this from Alif. To Emmy, could you explain more on the benefit with registering with CABE? What are the advantages that we may obtain from the association?
Well, I mean, obviously, aside from the fact that obviously the applicant earlier on told us all about the reasons why he went for the membership. I think Engineering Council obviously is quite an important part of it, especially for our members over in the Asia Pacific region. But we've got member benefits that will be such like we've got a competence management system now. So that's fairly new. It's where you can go through and identify any gaps in your competence, any suggestions for any CPD that could fill those gaps and bits like that, just to manage yourself throughout your career journey and your journey through CABE. So that's one benefit that we've got going on now that we didn't used to have. You've got the obviously any events that go on out there, you'd have member rates, or it would be free for members. And then we've got the Building Engineer Journal, which is quite highly thought of these days. Get a copy of that every month for some CPD. Good technical reading, so I've been told. We've got a mentoring system that we're in the works of wanting to provide, an online mentoring system. So that's something that can be utilized by anybody looking to, maybe move up in the career, or maybe looking to be a mentor to people, or to, that sort of thing. That's going to be a whole online platform that we're looking into now. So we keep adding things each time. There's going to be a digital library that's actually going on right now. That's another thing that we're doing. So there's actually lots of things in the pipeline at the moment. Aside from just having obviously that international kind of recognition, that will be, I think, useful to members. But I think, if I'm honest, I think one of the big kind of attractions is the Engineering Council. So I've found in the past, and we welcome that. We would like the more applicants, the better. So absolutely, and we want to grow our assessor pools for things. So any CABE interviews, or all the interviews that we do for registrations, we want to grow those pools of assessors. So there's all sorts of things that the members can be involved in going forward. So yeah, no, I think that would be pretty good going forward. But yeah, there's always things. There's the app. I'm just trying to think of things off the top of my head, of all the benefits. We do have member perks, but there's a whole, because we've just had a new membership director started, and she is full of fantastic ideas. And she's been here for a couple of months now, and she's really pushing forward with a lot of different ideas for different benefits. So I think there's some exciting things coming up.
Wait, there's a few questions, same questions, and I hope that answers. There's a few questions that said, when mutual recognition between MBOT and CABE is it recognized by ECUK? Of course, it is recognized by ECUK because CABE is under ECUK. Do not worry. And we have one question for Emmy. I have done my bachelor's in civil engineering and master's in project management and have 9 years of working experience. In which grade do I fall on?
Well, if some of the experience that you have, this person is senior, in a senior position, and again, CV would tell us that. If so, then you would be, obviously, being a professional technologist, you would be CBuild E level there, Charter Building Engineering level, because you've got that golden masters and a couple of years of senior experience. So that's the differentiator, if you like, between the two. Ah, Arkham.
Hi, Dr. Akram.
Just seen him pop up there. Good, how are you?
Good. Thank you for explaining all this mutual recognition between CABE and MBOT. Good evening for Ezra and Swati. And for Amy, thank you so much. I can see a few other names it's quite familiar from CABE in the UK. So we're very grateful to have all of you tonight and explaining this progression about our own local MBOT members into CABE UK. So Amy, I just want to highlight about three my concern about our local, comparing to the UK's CABE situation. First thing is actually on the CPDs. I believe maybe you have explained about it, but we are expecting as a Malaysian members, hopefully the CPD between MBOT and CABE can be leveraged and interchangeable between these two organizations. And then we may have to attend only, let's say, for example, MBOT's program here, and that CPD from MBOT can be also transferable into CABE membership as a renewal every year. Today is the first request. We humbly ask for that. Hopefully, it can be considered by in the UK. Secondly, regarding the membership fees, as well as you know that our currency here compared to the UK is about 5.5 and maybe close to 5.6, 5.7. So anything that regarding that kind of what we call this, transfers and also fees for a yearly renewal is very impactful for some of our members here, because we need to maintain and retain two memberships from MBOT as well as CABE. We don't mind of course, as a member, we need to have this kind of a membership renewal, but if can be considered as a part that we can, it's not affordable, but of course it's reasonable due to the geometric or geographical locations, as well as the currency strength that we have here in Malaysia. So that will be the second one. The third one is actually, I've also heard a few of our members are asking about another field of studies, for example, EE and AC, and maybe an environment sectors or sector fields from MBOT, from only BC, building and construction, if possible, that we may to accept other sectors or other technology fields too, because they are also working in built environment. So whatever that related to built environment in Malaysia, hopefully can be. Oh yeah, my friend there. That's not good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully we can. What was my point just now? Oh, I forgot. Okay, regarding
different fields.
Yeah. So these three requests, Amy, if we can bring it up to
What would be great, Arkham, if you could. I mean, do you have my email address?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, would you be able to email me those questions? Because I can talk to Richard about it. I can't, because he's doing the panel training at the moment, so I can't speak to him today. But I would like to be able to speak to him about it, and I think it's three very good questions. And I think it would definitely be something for him to.
Through my email later.
Is that okay?
So hopefully, it can be helpful.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Our members in Malaysia can I mean things that we so looking forward to be CABE members, and we actually want to retain and sustain that membership as long we are still in the career. But due to that kind of restrictions, sometimes we need to choose where is more for us to retain. So we hope that CABE as well and also MBOT can look into this, and as a what we call it, the members for CABE, I thank again CABE and also MBOT to have these 2 night sessions to talk about this mutual recognition. This is things that very huge impact to Malaysian building and construction members, as well as not only here. I believe there will be also in this region, Asia Pacific, heading by Vivian. I can see Vivian's names over there. Maybe from Macau, Hong Kong, Singapore, and also later on, maybe we'll reach into another countries in this Southeast Asia, and this will become more and more attractive for both parties. Thank you so much for your time.
That's fine, yeah. No, I look forward to your email. Thanks, Arkham.
Thank you, Dr. Arkham. Thank you. This is just such a valuable opportunity for both sides, actually. All right.
Absolutely.
And there's questions for MBOT. If a person have multiple competencies in a few fields, are we limited to one only? Can we register more?
Okay, as of now, you can only register in one technology field as of now, but we'll see how it evolves. Yeah, but as of now, it's only one technology field.
All right, now I'm going to answer the questions from Facebook Live. He's asking is, just want to know, can we download the CPD from the website of MBOT and attach it together and submit to CABE? Yes, you can, but if you wish to apply, you have to follow the template, the CPD template that has been showed by Amy during the briefings. So as long as you comply to the CPD template that are requested by CABE, there will be no problem.
You can use the same content is the
And also, I mean, there's questions saying where can they get the registration guidelines?
So Vivian actually did send me a document. If you'd like me to quickly go through, this kind of shows you what you would see if you were going onto the website to register with us. So if you'd like me to quickly share that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Bear with. Right. You find it. There it is. So can we see that?
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's at the top there. Obviously, you start to visit by visiting our website, cbld.com. Okay. And then obviously you'll see the front page. You'll have to hover over the membership tab, as you can see has highlighted there, and it will say join us. I think at the top right by the search engine, there's also one where it says register. Either one will work. Okay. We are actually having a bit of an overhaul of our menus at the moment, but that should stay the same. So once you've selected the join us tab, you scroll to the bottom of the page, and we've chosen chartered members as the example, but obviously it's going to depend on what you're joining as you can see there. So you choose whichever one that you're going to apply for. And then it will prompt you to create a username and enter your first name and last name. And you also have to tick a box to confirm you've read the privacy policy. For some reason, I think you have to tick that box first before you do the username and everything, but I'm not quite sure why. So that's what you will see when you first begin to register. So once those have been confirmed, it will then say the documents that are needed, because they'll have a red star next to them. So they're mandatory documents for the level that you're applying for. Okay. So this is what it will say as the next point. So complete the registration form, pay £55. There's no, I think actually it's gone up a little bit, but there's no VAT for you guys being overseas. So don't worry about that. That's just a general one from the UK. And obviously once you've got to accept those and then continue. And then obviously the documents we're referring to. So your CB, your MBOT certificate, CPD if necessary, personal statement if you're going for the non-charter grades, that sort of thing. Have them ready and saved like to your computer so you can upload them, because you're going to move over to this stage, and this is where you'll fill in your personal details. As you can see, the red asterisks next to things are the things that we require. So, you know, you'd upload anything that's asked, so CV, etc. as you continue down the page. There we go. That's what you're seeing. So you've got a qualification, upload file, CV, CPD. There's also evidence of equivalent membership, I think, up here somewhere, but there is one that says evidence of equivalent membership. That's where you'd put your, there it is. There it is, professional membership. That's where you put your MBOT certificate. So that would go there. You'd put MBOT in there. And then you sort of come to the end. And that's it. And then what you do, once you've ticked these confirmations of the code of conduct we spoke about earlier on, and the frameworks that we spoke about earlier on, this and the terms of use, this will then fly over to us in membership. We get a notification, and then we can see your application, go through everything, make sure we've got what we need, and we will contact you, obviously, if we need anything else. If we don't, we can invoice you, obviously, for the membership, and it's pretty quick. An equivalent one is not difficult because there's no assessment required, you see. So there we go. That's it. It kind of tells you what you will see in front of you when you do it.
Thank you so far. So we're reaching the end of our sessions. I'm just going to read one last questions. I think maybe Amy or Dr. Arkham can answer this. For Malaysia construction industry, does CABE can endorse the related construction documents? An example is shop drawing, construction drawing, build drawing, or work method of statement.
Sorry, I'm not quite sure what that means. I don't know if I can help.
Dr. Arkham?
Again, the question, Isra?
For Malaysia construction industry, do the MCABE can endorse the related construction documents, an example, shop drawing, construction drawing?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that question. So in Malaysia, we have our own regulated process regarding the construction. For example, for design, they will be under the professional engineers with practicing certificates. If you are willing to send it to local authorities, they will be first person. Secondly, on the construction matters, there is also I mean, there are also the construction personnel being created by our local regulatory framework for construction, which is CIDB. There are, for example, the certified construction project managers, certified construction managers, certified site supervisors, facility management, executive facility management managers. So they are all actually a competent person on behalf of the regulatory body CIDB, and as well as the Board of Engineers for the design work, and also maybe for the consultancy services, engineering consultancy practices. So for CABE, even though the context here, we name it as a chartered body engineers, there is for self-recognitions of our credentials in engineering, even though at the moment we don't have any bridging, not bridging it's not equivalency, because it's equivalent somehow, but in terms of delivering the work, the local acts and laws will take precedence. They will take the appointment. They will take it as the local practice. So CABE chartered member, chartered engineers, as practice to local authorities is not allowed. It's not allowed. It's not required. It's not required to sign any of the document. But for the internal use or internal consumption, for example, the title of chartered engineers can chartered engineers CABE UK can be used as our prefix in our names, suffix in our name, for example, and also can be matched to our things like the marketing business card, for example, and also some rubber stamp, things like that. That is my response, Ezra. Is it possible? Is there any other further clarification that required?
Are we talking about logo?
No,
I just wondered if that kind of led on to asking about logo use or not.
You mean logo?
No, they didn't ask for logo. They just asked if
I don't know if they were asking.
If they can endorse construction documents.
Yeah, construction document in this matter, I have mentioned we have our own regulatory bodies in construction for CIDB, and as well as Board Engineers for engineering services. As a CABE or chartered body engineers, there is no requirement. There's no requirement. That's what I'm trying to say. It's no requirement. It's self-recognitions, and it's actually international, maybe escalation of your work experience to be to be recognized internationally as a chartered body engineers. So there is local. There is no requirement. I'm not talking about the signing or not, but there is a person who been assigned through our laws here in Malaysia to work on this kind of signature and also approval for the site documentations. Yeah.
Okay, good. Hopefully that's that then answered.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. We have reached the end of the sessions. But for Emmy, can you share your email or your team email where they all can contact you if they have further questions?
Yeah. Bear with me a minute.
Sure.
So if I just put this, you can all see it.
And I mean, there were members who asked, can we share the slide with them? Your presentation slide.
This one here?
Yeah.
So that's the email there at the bottom. Obviously, that's the UK one. That's us here at HQ. That'll come through to the membership team. And then you've got the email that will get you through to Vivian and CC over in the Hong Kong office there on the right. And obviously the Hong Kong phone number there. But of course, you're welcome to ring us as well if you'd like. But yeah, so any questions, any questions about eligibility or how you apply or anything to that effect, please do feel free to email it to us at membership. And we're more than happy to help you along through it. And then obviously if Dr. Arkham sends me those queries that he mentioned, I can speak with Richard, our CEO, on that. And then obviously whatever the outcome, we can put that out there as well for the information of MBOT members who are interested.
Just a record, Ezra, and also Amy, and maybe Dr. Swati. So regarding the question, the last one that I answered, I will try to put it in writing so that it can become one of your maybe FAQ later. to be
Mm.
part of our, consistent answer for all our members here in Malaysia. So I think I can do that part. I can try to write the answer based on the question to be part of our consistency when answering the questions and such like that, sir.
Mm.
Well, yeah.
Sure, thank you.
No problem.
Sounds good. Mm.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
I think everyone saw the email just now. So if you have any further questions, kindly email to the one that Emmy showed just now. There's a lot of questions actually, but we are running out of time. So a question on fees, on whether on which grade they are suitable to apply to. So that kind of questions, please, all technologists and technicians can be directed to CABE. And I thank you everyone. Thank you, Emmy, for
Thank
you.
Sorry, one more thing. I think those questions that we can gather from our conversation, either from this Zoom or Facebook, we can gather everything and we just try to have one set of FAQ to answer it at once. Because it will become more and more questions coming from that kind of, question similarity. So we can have it as our FAQ. No problem.
I'll share with you guys. I'll share with you guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ezra.
You're
Right.
welcome.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
everyone.
Amy.
Nice to see you all.
Everyone. Thank
Thank
you, Dr.
you.
Swati. Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, Dr. Arkam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Thank
Keep in
you.
touch then.
Thank you, Dr.
Bye.
Thank you.
Later.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.